right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. We are going to dive right into Standard 12, which is on World War II. And World War II is going to take place between 1939 and 1945. So, Standard 12A, you guys are going to be able to explain the economic and political causes, describing major events, and identifying major leaders of the war. The causes of World War II. All right, so back in World War I, we had the causes of World War I be an acronym that spelled out the word main. So World War I had the main causes. Here, World War II, we are going to have the F.A.I.L. The F.A.I.L causes is for World War II. F is going to stand for the failure of the Treaty of Versailles. A is going to stand for aggression of totalitarian powers and appeasement. I is going to stand for isolationism in the U.S. And L is going to stand for the League of Nations is weak and has no real power. So, F, the failure of the Treaty of Versailles. Germany and Italy were angry about their mistreatment in the treaty. Germany had to pay $33 billion in reparations. They're going to be stripped of their military power, and they are going to take full blame for World War I. Italy felt that they did not get enough land from the Allied victory in World War I. They were on the winning side, so they thought they deserved more land out of this victory than what they received. So they're going to be upset as well. Okay, A, aggression of totalitarian powers. So the first one is Japan. Japan is an island, and they're going to want to expand into the mainland of Asia. Japan has limited resources and seeks territory to gain these much needed products. In 1931, Japan is going to take over Manchuria, and in 1937, they're going to take over some Chinese cities. Next up is Italy. Between 1934 and 1935, Mussolini will help Italy take over Ethiopia. And Ethiopia is located on the African continent. Germany. Germany wants to expand their borders because they need more living space for the master race. So in 1936, Hitler is going to send troops to the Rhineland, which is forbidden by the Treaty of Versailles. The Rhineland is a very itty-bitty little strip of land between Germany and France. In 1939, Hitler's going to annex or take over Austria. And also in 1939, the German troops are going to enter Czechoslovakia and look to take that over as well. So the other part of A is appeasement. So nobody wants to go to war again. They just got done with World War I. No more. So instead of stopping Italy, Japan, and Germany's aggressive takeovers, the other European powers are going to attempt to appease them. The European powers felt that eventually these aggressors would stop their aggressive takeovers if they are given what they want. So appeasement is granting concessions to maintain peace and stability. So giving in to these aggressive nations. Okay, fine. So Hitler wants this itty-bitty strip of the land called the Rhineland. And so the European powers are going to say, okay, Hitler, you can go ahead and keep the Rhineland, because they thought, hey, that'll make Hitler happy and stop his aggressive takeovers. Hitler decides to go ahead and take over Austria because he needs more space for the master race. So the European powers are going to say, okay, Hitler, you want Austria? Go ahead, have it if it makes you happy. They're going to appease Hitler. Let him have the Rhineland, let him have Austria. Well, Hitler is not going to stop there. Hitler's going to want to move into Czechoslovakia. And so at some point, somebody's going to put their foot down and say, that's enough is enough. You know, we've given you the Rhineland, we've given you Austria. What more do you need? So Hitler's going to keep going until he takes over all of Europe for Germany for the master race. So now moving on to isolationism and pacifism in the U.S. So the United States did not want to be pulled into another European conflict. So they're going to develop the policy of isolationism. They're going to not get pulled into the European conflicts. They're going to isolate themselves and stay out. Many in the U.S. and Europe had adopted pacifism and felt that war was not the best method to solve problems, but problems should be resolved through peaceful means such as diplomacy. Pacifism, what is it? It is the belief that war and violence are unjustifiable under any circumstance, and that all disputes should be settled by peaceful means. And lastly, we have the L. The League of Nations is weak. The League of Nations, they have no real power to enforce its decisions. The League of Nations will order Italy and Japan to stop their aggressive expansions, but because they can only have these empty threats, Italy and Japan are not going to stop their aggressive takeovers. There is no repercussion for what they are doing. They're going to continue. The League, unfortunately, can only issue empty threats. This is why the League of Nations primarily fails and it's no longer around. They have no ability to back up its decisions, no military enforcement. All they can do is shake their finger and tell Italy and Japan and Germany to stop their aggressive takeovers, but they cannot hold them responsible for their actions. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for this flipped class video notes. You will have to take this entire set of notes and put it on a worksheet, the Causes of World War II worksheet. We will do that in class. For appeasement, how did the policy of appeasement taken by the Allies lead to World War II? By allowing Hitler to take this piece of land, and that piece of land is not going to stop him. He's going to want more. It's like a little kid at the candy shop. He goes in there, gets a piece of candy. You think everything's fine and dandy. Little kid wants another piece. Mom says, no, one's enough. The little kid's going to cry, wants another piece of candy. So to get the kid to stop crying, to be quiet, Mom's going to give him a second piece. Kid loves the second piece, wants more. When Mom says no, 2 is enough, the kid's going to cry, wants that third piece, is going to throw a little temper tantrum, wants more. So what is the mom going to do? Give the kid the third piece of candy. Give them more. Give in to the kid. You want them to be quiet. You want them to stop throwing the temper tantrum. You're going to give them what they want to make them happy. And that is exactly what these European powers did to Hitler. Hitler wanted the Rhineland. Okay, Hitler, you can have it. Well, now I want more. Now I want Austria. Okay, Hitler, you can have that too. Just stop taking over land. 2's enough. You're good. That's not enough for little Hitler. Hitler wants more land. Hitler's going to get more land, so he's going to continue his aggressive takeovers, and that is what's going to lead to World War II. The appeasement policy has no effect on Hitler. If you give him a little bit, if you give him an inch, he's going to take that mile. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. I'll see y'all on the flip side.